Perhaps the most powerful sequence modes of the SQ-1 are the dual sequencing modes. In these modes, the two rows share a clock but have independent lengths and CV and gate outputs. One thing to note is that in these modes, the SQ-1 sends on 2 MIDI channels at once. In its global mode, which we won't cover here, you can set the channels it sends on. It defaults to channels 1 and 2. If the no-coast is receiving on all channels on MIDI A, it will read both rows at once. This allows for some interesting patterns if we set the 2 rows to different step lengths. For example, if I set row B to 7 steps while row A is 8, they will slowly drift out of phase with each other. These two sequences are running on the same clock, but because they are different lengths, the resulting sequence is longer than either of the two. When sequencing the zero coast by itself, this works most convincingly if the gate sequences are sparsely populated so that the two sequences do not clash too much. Create variations with different output ranges and different settings for active step and gate programming. However, it might be even more fun to sequence 2 instruments at once with the SQ-1. Let's try it with the Korg MS-20 Mini. This synth only receives MIDI on channel 1, so you could send channel 2 to the zero coast. A standard TRS to dual TRS headphone splitter adapter will let you break out the MIDI onto 2 cables. We'll set the zero coast to receive on channel 2 by turning off all the steps on the top row, letting it output only the bottom row on channel 2, and learn the channel on the zero coast MIDI learn page. Now I'm going to turn off all active steps but one on both rows and set both knobs to minimum value. We'll use the zero coast fine tune to get it to play the same note as the MS-20. Now we can let the sequences begin to run. These two synthesizers are particularly fun to use together because they can be patched together to modulate things other than pitch, allowing them to be entangled in various ways. When doing this, the range buttons can be particularly useful. This will allow the sequences to retain the same basic shape while expanding and contracting in size.